What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. It's your girl, Bex.
And I'm Carly.
And we're here to deliver content to unlock your mindset and actions to be limitless. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And like we always say, ring the bell notifications so you can be notified when we're dropping gems just like this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Here we go. Last video of the year. Apologies for my voice. Little bit ill, but I'm okay. Just got, I don't know what's going on, but all good. We are here. We're back. Final video of the year. And we wanted to talk about New Year's resolutions, why they fail, and tips in order to make sure you have a successful 2022. And we will share with you some of the things that we are personally going to be working on for next year as well.
Absolutely. And this will be the third year running for me that I'm not setting a New Year's resolution. However, I will have some big goals that will be broken down into smaller goals, and we'll go into some of this type of stuff. So one thing that I would say is that, just to kick it off, is that your expectation, visions, and dreams are not your goals. So if you wish to learn a new language, for example, someday, that's a dream. That's something that you have out there. If you see yourself fluently speaking multiple languages, that's a vision. And if you believe you're capable of learning a new language, that is your expectation. If you then aim to fulfill these visions, dreams, and expectations practically, that is your goal.
I like that. I like the way you're breaking that down. No, really good. And I think you're going to share some tips. I've got some tips as well. And I think a lot of that is like you say, I wouldn't say I had New Year's resolutions. I don't do New Year's resolutions really anymore. It's intentional goals, things I want to achieve with a plan to get there. So for 2021, I actually never set any specific, business related or anything like that. All of my goals were to do with CrossFit. But for 2022, it'll be a different story because obviously we've started Be Limitless now. So there'll be things to do with that. But my CrossFit goals were, I had 4 of them. And every year our coach will ask us, and we put it on Facebook to say what our goals are. And then she puts them on the big blackboard and everyone can see what their goals. So mine was to learn to do butterfly pull-ups, which I've learned now. Learn ring muscle ups, which I've done, and bar muscle ups, which I've done. And then the 4th one was to be comfortable in the pain cave. So obviously a lot of workouts are intense, it hurts, but learning to be comfortable with the fact it is going to hurt and just keep going through. So for me, I say I've done 3.5 out of 4 because it's ongoing and I'm learning to do that. And that pain cave issue will be a continuous thing for me. But I hit them. But again, I had a plan. I had PT sessions, deliberately working on those, working on strength, things like that, doing accessory work in order to allow me to achieve those. And I was able to do it. So for me, they're now going to change. And I already know my CrossFit goals for 2022. But of course, going to be adding Be Limitless. So did you have any specific goals for this year?
Yeah, so I actually set 5 goals for the year. One of them was to complete 12 books, so it was a book a month. That was the plan, but I think I only probably read about 4. However, going into next year, I will still have a book goal target, I don't know how to say it, but it will be more intentional. So I think I will spend a quarter, so I think I'm going to aim for 4 books, but read it by month 1 of the quarter and then implement the actions taken from that book for the remaining.
I like that,
because I think a lot of people just keep reading books but you never actually implement or take action. Yes. So that's one of the goals.
Great.
I had a weight goal, so to get down to 58 to 59 kg and have a 21% body fat. Missed that totally. So again, I'll have another goal is 62 kg and 21% body fat.
A more realistic one as well.
Well, yeah, that is more
You're
realistic.
Not a teenager.
Then I had one to make at least 2 to 3 long-term investments. So and it's funny because I put, if only we had all invested in Bitcoin. That's what I put like last year, right? So I did make a couple of investments into crypto actually. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. This is not financial advice, by the way. launch podcast with my business partner Carly, and obviously that's the one that we hit, and attend at least 3 networking events. So I can say I hit one goal.
But as much as you can say, as in, yeah, completed it, it wasn't like you didn't make some effort. So though it was 12, you still did 4 though. It wasn't 0.
No, yeah.
I'd say that was a problem, but then at least you've got realistic with it, where you've got actually probably it wasn't a realistic goal, and we'll go into these in a bit more detail. And then the networking events. Okay, fine, you haven't specifically gone to an event, but I know you're very active in terms of engagement through social media, things like that. So that is a form of networking. And I know there was an event we were supposed to go to, but obviously COVID had got in the way of a lot of things. It's not an excuse, but it has definitely become an issue for the year. So, And I think that's one of the key things as well that I was going to later touch on, is the fact sometimes we just need to just kind of take a step back and not just focus on what we didn't achieve and go, well, actually, what did I achieve? And kind of spin that positive as well.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I'll say as well is not setting too many goals. You don't want like more than 5, I would say, because realistically, how, like, we work in project management, we manage projects and so on and so forth. And if you look at your goals as mini projects, they're projects like getting down to 62 kg and 21% body fat from maybe 28% body fat and 67 or 68 kg is not something that's easy or is going to be done quickly. That's a project. It's something that you're going to have to tip at. Do you get what I'm saying? So you just need to be realistic. And one thing I say is that you shouldn't, like I said, don't set too many goals, because if you make everything a priority, nothing will ever get done. And I think that's kind of, you spread yourself too thin.
100%. So, I mean, one of my things that I was going to talk about is about being specific. And I think the example you use is a really good one. Just to say, I want to lose weight. Okay, great. Well, how much, by when, where are you currently? So it's learning about where do I want to be, but where currently am I? Is it realistic to lose 10 stone in a month? The answer is no. So it's kind of setting realistic expectations as well, but understanding where you are, where you want to go, and specific about it. How much weight do I want to lose and by when? And maybe don't go by December the 31st, 2022, I want to have lost 5 kilograms. Let's break it into smaller chunks. So maybe focus on each quarter. And I've seen a lot more things talking about that, like maybe your first 60 days or 90 days, because it's not so overwhelming as well when you break it down like that. Like we were talking yesterday about some of the, another product that we want to put out, and we set ourselves a 3 months target for that, not end of the year or whatever. We said we need to do it in that time because it's more realistic to do that. So I'd definitely say that's one of the tips. Set shorter timeframes, be very specific about what it is you want to do and by when.
And just on that, like, I'm going to go into a example on the journal, right? So this is just something that I've just thrown out there in myself, like today, to kind of break it down, and we'll obviously discuss it further later. But so by March, we want to be releasing our new product, right? So month 1, so we've got 3 months, we break it down month by month. So month 1 is going to be a lot of heavy research, looking at what the market is there a gap for what we want to do? Where's the gap? All of that type of stuff, how we're going to market it, so on and so forth. Then month 2, we need to have like the skeleton of that product and the first draft ready. By month 3, we should be looking at the final version and looking at, okay, what's our budget for marketing? Where are we going to market it? Are we going to try and get it into shops? Are we going to do X, Y, Z? So you've broken it down into your monthly. We have the quarter goal, have the monthly goals, and then weekly. So let's just say there's 4 weeks in a month. So week 1, 2, 3, 4, you might be looking at exercise, mindset, tips on doing X, Y, Z, so on and so forth. So you break it down now into weekly goals, and then you want to build your habits every single day. Okay, I'm going to research 1 hour a day, and so on and so forth.
100%. No, I love it. One of the other things I want to touch on then is about your goals need to be meaningful. If you do not have a deep enough why, you will not do it. It is as simple as that. You can have all the will in the world, but if it isn't painful enough, you're not going to do it because it's a comfort zone. And we talk about this a lot. Like, unfortunately, it is harder when you're working in a job which you quite enjoy, you're well paid, you've got enjoy nice things and whatever else, to now have a side hustle and to put in the right amount of time and effort, which is the same position we're in, is different to somebody who hasn't got that, has to graft, because they are going to want to get out of that a lot quicker because they are hurting. And this is one of the things we were talking about. We need to focus more on the why in order to create more action and more momentum about what we're doing. But yeah, you have to have a solid why or you will not do it. You'll just give up.
Facts. I'm not even going to add anything on that because I think it is it's super, super important and key.
Absolutely. The third one I was going to mention is about creating an environment for success. And that's in people, but also a physical environment. So, having people that love and support what you're doing, accountability, people that you can check in with and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing by when. Like, we've been talking to each other about this. We are too kind to each other. We know some of the things we do for Be Limitless, we wouldn't get away with at work. Because you're going to be having weekly business reviews, monthly business reviews. And imagine turning up to that going, oh yeah, I didn't do that thing because actually I just watched telly for that day, or I couldn't be bothered, I was a bit tired. Like, that dog's not gonna hunt. It's not happening. So you have to have those people, the accountability, and have the environment as well. So one of the things I was saying to Bex, for me personally, so I have one of my rooms is set up as an office, but I really feel when I'm in there that is working for the company I work for. That is it. If I'm in that room for anything else, it doesn't get done. So the moment I step outside of that physical room, I know that's it. That's done. You now need to work on other things. So I'm going to be creating those two environments for myself. As soon as that's done, Be Limitless is this environment. But even that includes decluttering. Imagine trying to work in an office, which is mess. Even like someone made a good point about your inbox, just having a messy inbox. My inbox is terrible. I'm terrible with emails. I need to figure it out, because when it's like that, it's chaotic and that's always going to be playing in your mind. So a physical environment for success, as well as an emotional support environment.
But yeah, I absolutely think that the environment is super important. And we did a post on this, that you created the other day. So it's like you want to put yourself in a position where you're going to win. So if you know that you want to eat better, then why would you keep buying junk food and all of the things that are just going to be detrimental? Like, even just now, like, I'm going into more of a healthier living type situation. I want to push myself because I have a goal. And you know what? It goes back to your why. Like, it's become painful for me to look at myself in the mirror, right? Like, look, like jeans. None of my jeans are fitting, and I refuse to go up a size. Like, I just refuse. But we just ordered a few things, and I put a Mars bar in there, and I've put like snacky things, and I'm just
why are you doing that?
Yeah, that's going to be a detriment to where I'm trying to go. So 100%. Having that environment is super
right. I know a lot of people that struggle with snacking. I do not buy snacks for that very reason. What's the point? If I'm hungry, I want a snack. My snacks are protein yogurt or apples and peanut butter. I do not buy crisps, chocolates. No, I don't do it. Simple as that.
Is that because would you just eat it as well? Like,
no, I'm just to be honest, I'm not really that much of a snacker anyway. But then I know when I'm on a journey, there's somewhere I need to, like, I want to get to. Am I really going to get there when I'm eating crisps and chocolate? Well, no, is the answer. So yeah, I'm very disciplined like that though, but I know a lot of people do struggle with it though.
But it's also building that habit as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and you've got to treat it like if you're starting something new, and you know what, I really don't like the terminology like New Year's resolutions and stuff like it. I just feel like you're just what's going to be different compared to today, everything that you've been doing to tomorrow. Like, and going cold turkey is difficult anyway. You're setting yourself up to fail. Like, if you say, oh, I'm not gonna eat McDonald's for 3 months, like, and you've been eating McDonald's every single day, no, you need to break it down and go through the phases of it or whatever.
100%. Good point.
But yeah, just building those habits is super important. Like, you spoke about habit stacking as well, and there's little things like, for example, if you want to get into a position where you're reading 20 pages a day, but every time you start reading, you end up putting the book down, just get into the habit of opening the book.
Yeah.
Go, even if
I need to do that.
Page, just open the book, get in the habit. If you want to go out to the gym and stuff and you know you're finding it hard, just get up every day. at least build for a week that you're getting up at 6 a.m. to go, even if you didn't go. Put your trainers on, get into the gear, and even if you talk yourself out of it, so what? But you're trying to start building that habit. So
100%,
that's a key as well.
100%. But then just on that, I think you made a good point about, you know, setting yourself up and failure. That's my last point, is expect setbacks. Not like Bex is saying, like, it's some of your goals are probably big goals, whatever. They're just things you're not necessarily being used to. And sometimes you are going to have motivational dips, and, you know, things aren't going to the plan you wanted at the pace you wanted. It happens. It happens in everything. Just think about your workplace. You know, with the company announces a change. The change doesn't come. There's delay. It happens. It's a very normal thing. So just expect that. Be kind to yourself. Even like you said, the intention is better than just not bothering at all, just setting out the clothes or just waking up. Okay, you might stay in bed, but now you're getting used to being awake, and it creates a habit and a pattern. Having that just do it approach, I think you mentioned this as well. Like, when you've got so many things, you've got 20 things you want to achieve, and you're trying to chip away at all of them a little bit, guess what? You're probably at the end of it never, ever going to tick any of them off, because you're just trying to bitty it. Too many little bit. Take a couple of them and then just bang them out. Like, think about the low-hanging fruit. What's the quickest win here? And at least then look, hey, I've already hit 3 of them because they were the low-hanging fruits. And then look at, okay, these are the longer ones. How do I do that? And think about, it's not about being better than someone else. It's about being a better you. What's that thing they say? Don't wish someone else was worse, or don't wish failure on someone else. Just wish you were better.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
it's about yourself. Forget everyone else. It's about you and creating a better version of yourself.
Because not just that, like, success, everybody has a different level of like a definition of success as well. Like, 100%. And it's just key. Just focus on yourself. Like, focus on, like you say, being a better you, being in a better position that you are today than like next week than you are today. So just before starting any of your goals, I'll go into a couple, like literally 2 or 3 things, whether it's business, personal, work, whatever it is. First of all, set out and do a SWOT analysis. Identify what's your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and your threats. And how are your goals, objectives, and strategies going to impact those? Like, what did you do well this year? There's always something that you're great at doing, and that you don't have to put much effort in. But where are the areas that you need to focus on? And really just do that. Be honest with yourself, because that's when you know how to identify what type of goals are going to make sense to you as well. 100%. The second one is benchmarking, and that's really just like, again, where are you? What is where you are, and like, look at where you was that was great before, where you are now, and how you can kind of bridge the gap. But also researching other businesses in the same industry or location as you that's doing the same thing, and see where they are, see where you are, and set realistic goals, going back to what you said. And then, like we just said, evaluate last year's goals as well. So identify where you were successful, why and how you were able to get there, and then what goals you missed, and what were the obstacles that prevented you from getting there. For me, to a book a month, like, that's doable. The reason why I didn't hit it is because I didn't set out a daily target. If I had a daily target and I was consistent with that, I probably would have hit it. So it's just identifying where can you improve and what you need to get to the goal. So yeah, they're just a few things before you get going.
Awesome.
So this is what we think in regards to goal setting, New Year's resolutions, and so on and so forth. Make sure that you share with us what your goals are. If you want to have accountability partners, we're here for you. We can set something up if we need a Facebook group, whatever it may be. Let's go and let's work together. Let's push each other. If you haven't got people around you, we can set up an environment for everybody to win in 2022.
Absolutely.
So that's the end of this week's video. I've been your girl, Bex.
And I've been Carly. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. Wish you a very happy new year. All the health, success, and happiness moving into 2022 and beyond. We will see you next week.
Peace.